Every time you touch money, you speak to it. The question is, what are you saying? Are you sending it away or calling more of it back to you? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that changed my life forever. I was sitting in a small seminar years ago, broke, discouraged and full of excuses, when a man stood on stage and said something I'll never forget. He said, "The way you think and speak about money determines whether it stays, multiplies, or leaves you forever." That hit me like a thunderbolt. You see, most people touch money with fear. They pay bills and whisper, "There goes my paycheck." They buy groceries and sigh, "I'm barely getting by." And they wonder why money keeps running from them. But here's the secret, the real secret. Every time you touch money, say this simple phrase, "Money flows to me freely, abundantly, and continuously." I am a magnet for wealth and wisdom. The way you speak about money holds more power than most people realize. Every word you use is like a command to your subconscious mind. When you say things like "I'm always broke," or "money just slips through my fingers," you're not just stating your reality. You're programming yourself to keep repeating it. Words are seeds, and when you plant seeds of lack, you grow a life of scarcity. But when you speak about money with respect, gratitude, and expectation, you change your inner programming and your outer results. Jim Rohn often said, "Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action." This applies perfectly to how we talk about money. If you learn that your words have power but continue to say negative things, you're not truly learning. Action means replacing the old language of poverty with a new language of abundance. Start becoming aware of your everyday language. When you spend, don't complain. When you receive, don't downplay it. Even a small earning or unexpected discount deserves a positive comment like, "Money always finds its way to me," or "Everything I need is always provided." These statements may seem small, but spoken consistently, they begin to shift your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. What you say about money becomes what you believe, and what you believe shapes what you attract. If you want to multiply money in your life, begin by multiplying the right words in your conversations. Speak wealth, not lack. Speak growth, not fear. Your words are creating your future every single day. Whether that future is rich or poor depends on the story you keep telling yourself, so choose wisely. Most people don't realize how much fear they carry when it comes to money. They worry about not having enough, about losing what they already have, or about unexpected expenses that might appear out of nowhere. This fear becomes a silent driver behind every financial decision they make. It influences how they spend, how they save, and even how they earn. But fear is a terrible advisor. It keeps you small, cautious, and stuck. If you want to see your financial life improve, you must replace that fear with faith. Faith in your ability to earn, grow, and handle wealth wisely. Fear says, "What if I run out?" Faith says, "What I need will come." Fear says, "I don't deserve more." Faith says, "I'm capable of managing more." The difference is not in the amount of money you have, but in how you think about it. Jim Rohn taught that it's not the circumstances that determine your outcome. It's your philosophy. And your philosophy is shaped by your beliefs. If you believe money is hard to get, it will always feel like a struggle. If you believe money comes with responsibility you're not ready for, you'll keep it away. But when you believe that money is a tool for growth, service, and freedom, you begin to attract it in new ways. Replace thoughts of fear with thoughts of abundance. Every time you pay a bill, instead of thinking, "I'm losing money," say to yourself, "I'm circulating money that will return to me multiplied." That shift in energy moves you from scarcity to strength. And in that state of faith, not fear, you begin to take smarter actions, see new opportunities, and build a foundation for lasting wealth. There's a simple yet powerful habit that can completely shift your relationship with money: saying the right words every time you touch it. Most people handle money unconsciously. They spend it, receive it, transfer it, without giving a second thought to the energy they're putting out in that moment. But what if, instead of acting on autopilot, You paused and spoke abundance into your life with a clear and intentional statement. One powerful affirmation you can begin using is, "Money flows to me freely, abundantly, and continuously. I am a magnet for wealth and wisdom." These words, when repeated with emotion and belief, begin to rewire the way you think and feel about money. It's not about superstition, it's about focus. What you focus on expands. If you constantly focus on what you lack, you'll notice more lack. But if you begin focusing on flow, growth, and increase, your mind will start seeking out opportunities to match that belief. When you affirm that you are a magnet for wealth, your subconscious starts helping you act, decide, and notice things that support that identity. Jim Rohn emphasized that small disciplines repeated over time make all the difference. Saying this affirmation might seem like a small thing, but say it with sincerity every time you receive money, pay for something, or even see a coin on the ground, and it will begin to change how you think and feel about wealth. Over time, you'll develop a prosperity mindset, and when your mind shifts, your results follow. Money responds to energy. If you treat it like a burden, it will act like one. But if you treat it like a blessing, it will multiply. This one habit, speaking with purpose, can be the seed that grows into lifelong abundance. Many people overlook the power of gratitude when it comes to money, especially the small amounts. They wait to feel thankful until a big paycheck arrives, a major deal closes, or they hit a financial goal. But abundance doesn't begin with large sums. It begins with your attitude toward every dollar you touch. The truth is, if you cannot appreciate a little, you're not prepared to manage a lot. Money flows where it's respected, not where it's taken for granted. When you receive even a small payment, a discount, a refund, or unexpected cash, treat it with the same energy you would give to something much larger. Say, "Thank you. This is a sign of greater things to come." That attitude sends a message to your mind and to the universe that you're ready for more. It also shifts your focus away from lack and toward increase. Jim Rohn often reminded us that success is built on simple disciplines. Practicing gratitude for small financial blessings is one of those disciplines. It conditions your mindset to look for and expect more opportunities, rather than focusing on what's missing. Gratitude also puts you in a state of peace, and when you're peaceful, you make better financial decisions. Panic and frustration lead to poor choices, but gratitude leads to clarity. It's not about the amount, it's about the message you're sending. If you sigh when receiving a small payment or dismiss it as just a little, you're closing the door on more. But if you treat that small income with joy and intention, you open the door to growth. Wealthy people know that money multiplies where it's welcomed. Train yourself to see the value in every rupee, every dollar, every opportunity, and more will always find its way to you. Success with money doesn't come from one big move. It comes from small, consistent disciplines repeated over time. Just like physical health comes from daily habits, financial health is built on what you do and say every single day. It's easy to get excited about a new money mindset for a moment, but the real power lies in sticking to the process when the excitement fades, repeating your affirmations, being intentional with your spending, practicing gratitude. These aren't one-time actions, they're lifelong habits. Jim Rohn always emphasized that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You might set the goal to become financially free, but without the discipline to manage your thoughts, speak abundance, and take wise action, that goal remains just a dream. When you say the right words about money every day, even when nothing seems to change right away, you're laying down the foundation for a better future. And eventually, those words will begin to influence your mindset, your decisions, and your results. Too many people wait for motivation. They say, "I'll start when I feel inspired," or "I'll be positive when I have more money." But the truth is, you don't wait for the conditions to change. You change your habits and the conditions follow. Discipline doesn't always feel exciting. It feels repetitive, even boring at times, but it's the repetition that creates transformation. Every time you touch money and speak abundance, you are training your mind to expect more. Every time you handle a small amount with gratitude, you are proving you can handle more. Every time you reject fear and choose faith, you are growing stronger. It's not about perfection. It's about daily progress. Those small disciplines compound into something powerful. And that's where real wealth begins. You don't need to be rich to start thinking like someone who is. That's one of the most overlooked truths about building wealth. Most people wait for their bank account to change before they change their mindset. But the real change begins the other way around. Your mindset shifts first, then your reality follows. The way you think, speak, and feel about money sends out a signal. And that signal determines what you attract. You can have little money and still think richly, or have a lot and still feel poor. It's all about the attitude you bring to your financial life. Jim Rohn taught that your attitude is more important than your circumstances. You may not control every external event, but you do control how you respond, and your response shapes your future. If you wake up every day with frustration, fear, or resentment toward money, you will miss the doors that could lead to more. But if you begin each day expecting good things, practicing gratitude, and speaking increase, you'll start to notice opportunities that were always there. You just weren't ready to see them. Money doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to clarity, confidence, and purpose. You attract what you believe you're ready for. That's why it's so important to build a mindset of abundance before the abundance arrives. Act as if you're already trusted with more. Think like a steward, speak like a person of value. That inner shift will prepare you for greater responsibilities and greater blessings. Success doesn't start with numbers. It starts with perspective. Change your energy around money. Don't let your current situation limit your future. Develop the attitude now, and the conditions will follow. When your inner world is aligned with wealth, your outer world will catch up sooner than you think.